Hey, awesomes! It's Corey here. I don't have my video pulled up right now because I wanted to kind of just focus on really talking about Project Two in this particular video. On the so I've had a few questions about tables, and I want to discuss tables, and then I'm going to discuss hierarchy as well. What I mean by hierarchy and what it means by taking bold and different size fonts, as well as we're going to talk a little bit about the differences here as we go from the top, where your name would be, where I have awesome student right up here, your information, and then as we kind of go down the resume so you have the objective section has a hierarchy, education will have a hierarchy, skills, and then that same hierarchy of font choice runs all the way down the document. So to begin, we'll talk about the left-hand side of your screen. So basically, we have the same resume on both sides. Okay. So we have over here. It's also awesome student, etc., all the way down. You'll already hopefully notice that the sections, at least beginning right here that I'm highlighting, is a table. It is a 3 by 2 table, meaning that there are 3 columns across and 2 down. And we have it's the same exact resume on this side. And so to kind of show you how tables work, you insert the tables and you insert what you want in the particular fields, and then having these borders right here, or some call them cell lines or whatever, I keep in the resume until I'm completely done. So under education, I did this 3 by 2 so I could have the name of the university, where it is, the field. In this case, if you were in an MA, to here, and then from here to here, your dates on the right-hand side or the third column over. I put junior standing, graduated summa cum laude, 3.9 GPA, etc., whatever you have in these fields. And then it's the exact same information over here, only the borders have been removed. And so just to kind of demonstrate that, if you highlight the table that you've inserted right here and you go up here to the top and you hit borders and you say no border, then now you have the same exact thing on the left as you do on the right. And then you'll notice down here where these borders are still here for skills, they are taken away here on the right hand side. So this has a much cleaner look, the one on the right hand side that's done. And then of course, back to here, we can put all borders back and bring it back to kind of where we have it. And then the same thing for work experience. You'll notice under skills and work experience, for skills, I just did a 2 by, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and kept those, and I used the bullet points. And then I did the same thing here to kind of keep a consistent um, design. And you'll notice that there's very little white space. Even when it's done, you take the borders away, it now has a very clean look to it on the one on the right. So you've got this going kind of top down, and the same thing for the second work experience. Then you can see that I use the same 3 column under work experience that kind of held the same kind of hierarchy or design element that was across here. This is 3 columns across. And then highlighting your, in this case, marketing coordinator and dental assistant, what you did in your experience, that kind of stands out as someone is like scanning your resume. So that's kind of a table, using tables and using them in the columns, and then how they kind of look once you're finished on the right-hand side. And then, so let's look at the hierarchy as far as font is concerned. So at the very, very top, you'll notice way up here, I don't know if you hope you can see this, where my, so you got Helvetica is 14 and it's bold. And that kind of starts off the hierarchy. And then underneath there is Times New Roman in 11-point font. And then you have 11-point font in the objective here. You have 11-point font that also continues down in here, what we call like maybe the body that's underneath these headings. So objective right here is Helvetica 12, right? So it's down one step from awesome student, or your name, and then education, skills, or work experience are all Helvetica 12. And then the information that's underneath each one of these is in Times New Roman 11, as you'll notice right in through here. These are all Times New Roman 11. And then to signify the places, so education, American University, you put MA in your field, so that's going to be highlighted, and those are going to be bold. Times New Roman, in this case, for the top level here, this is 12, and then underneath it, the rest of it is 11. And then to highlight these here, this is 12, and this is 12. And then the information that's kind of supporting the information up here. So I went to school, I got an MA in this is my GPA, right? So it's like underneath it. So it's one down, so we call that 11. And then the same thing for here, work experience, the places where this particular person, let's say, worked or whatever, at this place, did this job, at this range, and then the supporting information underneath it is in the 11-point regular Times New Roman font to kind of give you an idea of what the hierarchy is, and then the kind of the difference between these two resumes. You can use the tables, and it kind of also helps you build that hierarchy so that as you look down, I've used the line all the way across for objective, so everything above there, or that's kind of signifying the heading there, is going to be Helvetica 12 bold, and then it carries forth down depending on what I'm putting in there for work experience, so to speak. Then I wanted to have my places, just like the places where my education was, what my degree was in, right? The dates, those all were 12-point Times New Roman, and they were in bold italics, and they carried forth that same hierarchy that we've talked about in class all the way down through. And there again, when I came over here, I took out all the borders, leaving me this kind of clean, nice, clean, crisp resume that's on the right-hand side. So as you're making your revisions, you might think about that. All right, didn't mean for that video to be so long, but I just wanted to touch base with you and kind of give you an idea when I talk about hierarchy. When we talk about using tables and design elements in your resume, this is a good way to kind of approach it. I'll be back soon with more videos. Talk to y'all soon. Thank you.